first. So the way I do it is I slide it in and it should just press down, but you have to get this cable under the LCD screen, or not under it, there's a little metal frame under the LCD that you have to get it under. So the best way I figured of doing this was pushing the cable in at the same time as pushing down. So I have the cracking voice. I have it under there now. This is almost pushed down, but on the same time you have to get the left side under this. So you just have to kind of gently push it, trying not to snap the cable, because the cable will break, and just kind of maneuver it. You can use a razor blade, but I prefer a screwdriver. Almost got it. This little corner over here, don't want to go in. Alright, there we go. Okay, now this is the hardest part, honestly, is getting these solder points all lined up at the same time. So honestly, you have to push in on this cable at the same time as soldering it on, which sucks. So you're gonna need some solder. This is my soldering board. You can get these at like Walmart or something for like $10, whatever. Take your solder, melt off just a tiny piece, and you're gonna have to try to get something around the size of like a needle point in solder. So just keep on screwing with it until you get a tiny little piece of solder, and I mean tiny. Alright, so I got one piece of solder on my soldering iron. So you're gonna have to take your screwdriver. Actually, the first thing I do is put in the screwdrivers, or the screws, onto the audio jack to hold it in there. Make sure your audio jack's in there real good and in there properly. Tighten down the screws. And get ready to solder. So as I said, you have to hold down the cable and solder at the same time. So I recommend getting the farthest pin to the top, which will be the one right on top of the circuit board, which is the hardest. But as soon as you get that one down, all the other ones should be easy. So I just gotta kind of maneuver my cable here, because my cable is not liking me. apply the solder as evenly as possible. And just keep putting it on until all the pins are done. Oh, that didn't stick. Yeah, you gotta make sure that your solder sticks to the pins on the board. That's up. So I got the solder on actually in between two of the pins, so I gotta get it off of the second pin, which I might actually have to suck the solder back off.
Bye.
Bye. So now that I have almost all the solder off, besides this little point which is being a pain in the ass, which I can't seem to get up. Alright, there we go. Got it. So I'm going to continue soldering now. As I said, you know, little solder as you can possibly get on it. That time didn't work out so well. Used a little too much solder, and it spread between 2 points. This is going to be one long ass video on YouTube, I can put it that way to you. A good way to make sure that your solder gets in the little pinholes